Hello, fellow cyclists. Dr. Vince Marcel from Infinity Bike Seat. You've made it. It's step 7, ready to put your Infinity Bike Seat on. Now we're going to go ahead, take a measurement, take a tape measure, measure from the stem all the way to the widest part of your seat. Take your seat off, and we're going to put on your Infinity seat right about the widest part. Now we're going to do this, everything that you have set up pretty much is where your biomechanics of your body was set up on your old seat. Usually we can go ahead and change out the Infinity seat. That gets us a really close approximation of where you need to be set up. Now we're going to go ahead. What's important from step number 6 that we just went over was talking about where the plumb line is, right? So as we go ahead, the plumb line deals with whether I'm moving the seat forward or back. If the plumb line is behind the spindle or behind the crank when coming off the knee, shows me my seat's too far back, so I have to bring the seat farther forward. If all of a sudden I see on my road bike, if I see that plumb line is really brought in front of the tip of the crank, I'm going to need to move the seat back. So a lot of times when people go ahead and they get their seat on and they feel a little pressure in the male or female soft tissue, natural thing to do is to go ahead and drop the nose. When they drop the nose, it's going to go ahead and put more weight into your hands and into your arms and into your shoulders and neck. So we don't want to do that. We want to go ahead, we want to make sure that we start off in a road bike position. We want to start off with the rails parallel to the floor. On a TT bike, we're going to talk about the seat rails. This is the rails of the seat that will have approximation parallel to the floor on a TT bike. But let's go back to the road bike. We're going to start off with the rails parallel and everything to sit in the sweet spot of the seat. If in this position I feel any pressure into my male or female soft tissue, I need to go ahead and do the law 2 to 1. 2 to law means 2 millimeters down, 1 millimeter back. So because of the angle of the seat post that we have, as you drop it, it will start to go ahead and come down closer to your handlebars. That's why we move it back 1 millimeter when we drop it down 2 millimeters. That's if you feel pressure, okay? After I go ahead and I drop it down, I don't feel that pressure anymore, then I can see how does that feel? Am I sitting in the sweet spot? So those are the things that we're really understanding. If you're pedaling and you're feeling pressure inside the groin area, it's really sort of right where your legs meet your pelvis where it stops. And if you feel pressure in there, that's another indication that the seat post is too high. Even though you've done all these measurements and everything's been really great, plumb line's been good, the angle of the leg's been good, it shows that possibly that we have a tight hip flexor, we could have tight glutes, we could have tight hamstrings. So in those static positions that we checked, it looked great, but in motion we have muscles that might have trigger points that are causing your body to feel some pressure at the bottom of your pedal stroke. So there again, rule of 2 to 1, drop it down 2 millimeters again and move it back 1 millimeter. Then you're going to see how that pressure is right where the leg comes right into the pelvis. That right in the groin area is where the hip flexor tendon is. And so when we're pedaling, we get to the bottom of that stroke, that's where the people are feeling that rubbing. I can't tell you time and time again, people go, I've gotten a professional bike fit, I've done everything you did, I still have a little pressure. I say drop it down 2 millimeters, 1 millimeter, and they go, oh my gosh, that was so simple. It fixed the problem. Thank you so much. So that's Dr. Vince's tips on how to set up the bike seat. Thanks for joining us. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach back out to us.